I react to Unnatural Vegan, reacting to me, reacting to her, reacting to me. Yeah, YouTube is great. So in case you don't know the context, that vegan teacher made a TikTok about horse riding being unethical. Then YouTuber Raleigh 14, who is vegan but who also has horses and rides horses, made a response to that, largely unfavorable response to that. And then I responded to her video criticizing many of the points she made. She then responded to my video, largely mischaracterizing my position. Then I made a response to that response, restating my actual position on riding horses and on owning horses, and also talking a lot about bias. And now she is responding to that response, to my second response. And it's actually really great. It's actually a really great video. She talks a lot. In the beginning of the video, she talks about the headspace she was in before even watching my video, before going into it.
But I don't think I really gave the Unnatural Vegan a fair shot, a fair reaction, because I feel like I went into that reaction already being angry at all the vegans who had previously been attacking me and my entire community.
She was already angry because of the response she had gotten from her first video responding to that vegan teacher. A lot of vegans actually, saying she's not vegan, fake vegan, we're all familiar with that at this point. I'm not saying horses should be released into the wild, and I'm not saying they should not be ridden. I'm saying that it's complicated, and her dismissal of the issue without any argument really is just not productive.
So I completely agree with that. I've said that many times in many videos, and I'm sorry that I didn't watch the video all the way through to realize that that's what she said. I feel really bad about that because that does represent her entire argument that I made in the video about her.
Yeah, it's just really awesome to see, especially since it wasn't even, I don't want to say warranted, but no one was demanding it, no, it's not like she was being canceled or anything for that video. No one was demanding a response or an apology, I don't think. I mean, a lot of people seem to be on her side. I still get comments from people saying you don't own horses, you can't talk about this, or you just want all the horses to run wild, or, whatever. It's really refreshing. And I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because, again, I talked about in that video she's responding to, seeing some of her other videos and how mature she is in those videos when she's watching and responding to, I mean, essentially animal cruelty. It really shouldn't be surprising that she would recognize this video was not, up to her standards and own up to that. But yeah, it's not something we see on YouTube, ever, right? Many apologies are demanded, right? Apologize or else. And then the YouTuber apologizes, and because YouTubers can't act, everybody sees right through that shit. Don't apologize if you're not really sorry. And just on that note, as a little aside, if I haven't apologized for something you think I should apologize for, it just means I don't feel sorry. I don't think I should apologize for it. It's weird that needs to be said, but it seems like now people, that's not an option. If someone hasn't apologized, it's because they're afraid to, or they're doubling down, or they don't want to look dumb, or something like that. There's not even the option of just maybe they don't think they should apologize, Just because you demand an apology doesn't mean you're right. Anyway, that's most of her video. Again, it's really great. Again, you should go watch it. She does also clarify a really important point about breeding. A lot of my video was criticizing her for being pro-breeding because that's how it comes across in that second video, the first response to me that she made. Yeah. She says that it should be left up to the professionals.
In order to make change, we have to start with subtle change. And I didn't explain that in that video because I was just talking to my audience, and my audience has heard me say this a billion times. I don't support any breeding, period. I don't think we should be breeding any animal in captivity. I just think it's wrong. Again, leads to overpopulation. I think a lot of those animals can't live a quality life in domesticated settings, etc., etc. All I was getting at with that, and what I've said repeatedly for years, is just that I still don't agree with professionals breeding, but I think we have to work our way up the ladder, where we first off need to say, okay, Equestrians should just stop breeding horses if you're just some rando loser. And then once we can get all of that under control, because there's a tremendous amount of irresponsible breeding done by everyday normal people, eventually I will start advocating for breeders to stop breeding horses as well. But right now, I'm specifically just focusing on this low-level aspect of every single person who's not a professional should absolutely not be breeding animals. Then once we can get that under control, we can work our way up the ladder. Same thing with working on everyone should start riding in hackmores, not bits. Everyone should start riding in properly fitted tack, not ill-fitted tack, and then work our way up the ladder from there to better and more ethical ways of keeping horses. But we have to start small.
So that makes a lot more sense. She's against breeding, but doesn't see that message as like particularly effective right now. I don't know if that's the right position regarding this specific thing or not, but certainly I talk about that a lot on my channel, taking smaller steps. Obviously I'm against eating animals, but I'm not calling for like banning hamburgers, because you're just not going to get a lot of support there yet, right? So it's being vegan as you can. It's supporting plant-based alternatives, supporting making farm animal lives even just a little bit better. Maybe one day supporting taxes on meat. Maybe that'll be a thing. I don't know. So for the most part, we're in agreement. And yeah, it was just a bad like first introduction type thing, I guess. She did say she's removing that response to me, so I'll unlist mine as well. My response to her, the one she's currently responding to. Yeah, you get it. I was just so taken aback by this whole thing. I watched the video literally like 2 hours ago, maybe, and made notes and waited for it to be quiet for the kids and everyone to leave so I could record. But yeah, partner had watched it, said it was good. A few different patrons, I think, mentioned it and said it was really good. But yeah, it was still like, wow, I've never seen anything like this on YouTube. It was just a breath of fresh air, Go subscribe to Raleigh. If you watch me for being like a more pragmatic vegan, I guess, then, she seems to be doing the same type of stuff, right? Recognizing that it doesn't really make sense to just yell "go vegan" at people or just give up your horses, right? Like maybe it's not super effective. And finally, I just want to verbal diarrhea, I guess, all over you. No, I don't like that. I just want to talk stream of consciousness, that's better, about criticism in general. I often say that when I make a response to someone, I'm not doing it like for them to reach them, but for other people, anyone else who's like viewing the video, because I think it's a much higher bar, right? To reach someone who like has a channel, has a large following, maybe even is like financially invested in whatever the thing is I'm criticizing, or it's a big part of their lifestyle, that sort of thing. It's already hard to admit when we're wrong. And in that case where it's like, you're admitting to potentially thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, like it's a whole nother level. So yeah, I don't make a video to reach them. I make a video to reach people who are, probably less invested, maybe more willing to learn, more willing to change. But I don't know. I think maybe that's a cop-out. Maybe it means that, I don't have to be as careful with my wording, as careful with my tone, because, well, I'm not talking to Raleigh, right? I can't change her mind anyway, so fuck it. Not that I like name call or anything like that, but certainly I can have a pretty bitchy attitude, and sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes the face says it all. And maybe that's a huge turnoff, and it makes it a lot harder to listen to what I'm actually saying, particularly if you're the person I'm criticizing. Raleigh is the exception to the rule, right? She realized on her own that she was angry and that, it wasn't a good response. Most of us are not going to do that. Most of us need to feel like safe, I guess. When we're being criticized, we need to feel like we're being respected, and or even if we're just being taught something that questions our lifestyle, I think we need to be kind of handled with kid gloves a little bit. And look, sometimes I really try my best to do that. Not like, I don't know. Not talk to people like they're children, but I really try to not be so smug. And I think I succeed, and then I go to edit, and what the hell? It's just there. It's just in me. I don't know what to do. How do I fix that? And maybe that's kind of inherent to criticism in general. Why is it that virtually all of the drama channels, the response channels, whatever, they're run by assholes like me? You know, it's because we're the ones who are willing to do it. We're the ones who like get off on doing it. We actually like doing it. And we're also the ones who are rewarded for it, certainly. I mean, people want to see people be angry or snarky or whatever. They don't want to see like calm, compassionate, you know, criticism. I think there is like a personality issue there, and I think probably the people who would be best at it don't want to do it. Right? Like if you don't have a sort of kind of confrontational maybe personality, you probably don't want to do something like this that is kind of inherently involving confrontation, right? If you don't like that, you would hate doing this, even though you might be the best at it. Like I said, verbal diarrhea, this is just something I think about a lot, and I don't really know how to fix it. I like doing videos like these. I think they're important, but sometimes I worry about my tone, and it's more that like I feel like I come across like I really don't respect the other person. Like I just think they're really dumb or like below me. When, you know, sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do feel that way, but usually I don't. And yeah, I don't want someone to feel that way. You know, I don't want to make someone feel that way. And I don't think it's particularly effective either, but I'm not sure how to change that because when I've tried, I have failed. It's just my face. It's just the way that words come out of my mouth. But I'll keep working on it. I'm not going to give up. I'm gonna, I don't know. I'll try something. There's always room for improvement. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. Again, go subscribe to Raleigh. Also subscribe to me if you are not and would like to. Like the video, of course. Hit the bell if you want to get notifications when I upload videos. And you can also support the channel if you want. Patreon.com/unnaturalvegan. And yeah, hopefully I will have a new video very soon.